Give us a clue. Lifeline.
There are no lifelines, unfortunately.
Call a friend. 50-50?
Can't be 50-50 though.
Yeah, just half one of the numbers.
It depends on what it is. If it's like geography, I'm a nerd for that sort of stuff. So like the Sporkle quiz, I've smashed it, so I'm ready to go. But if it's like kind of rogue questions,
I like to say I have a average knowledge of America, so this will make good viewing.
My knowledge on America is absolutely terrible.
I'd say it's pretty good. I think I'm going to do better than most.
I don't know how it's going to go. So we'll kind of see what happens. But I'm feeling fairly confident. I'm going to beat Ryan, so.
I think between me and Chris, I think Chris is my main opponent in this endeavour.
I've been there for 3 years. Don't know any of the states are.
Yeah, let's rock and roll, see how it goes.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
that's for you.
Thanking you.
First question, what is the official language of the US?
Is it option 1, English?
B, Spanish.
C, there is no official language.
Right. I don't know if this is a trick question or not.
You trying to catch us out with trick questions? Come on.
I would assume English, because every time I've gone there, everybody's spoken English.
Well, Spanish is Spanish, so it can't be Spanish.
A, English, final answer, I think.
I'm going for number 1, English.
I'm going to say English. I'm going to back myself and say English.
I'm going to go with A, English.
Oh, really? No way.
It's number 3.
It is number 3.
Knew it.
No way. Well, you learn something new every day.
C, there's no official language. That's stupid.
On average, how many commercial flights are flying over the US at any given time?
A, 1,000.
B, 3,000.
Or C, 5,000?
Let's hit you with some logic. You ready?
There's a lot of like, oh, it's such a dumb thing to say. There's a lot of airports in the US.
50 states. One major airport in each state.
Well, there's a lot of airports in America. That's a given.
10 flights per hour. 10 times 10 is 100. 100 times 50.
The US is just huge and there's so many flights and there's so many airports.
5,000 seems too many.
It's 5,000. C, lock it in.
So I'm going to go for the biggest number, which is C, 5,000.
I'm going to go for B, 3,000, because at any given time, you'd like to think if it was C, 5,000, planes might cross paths.
I'm going to say 3,000, final answer.
Correct.
No way! What are they doing? Mad?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like that's just like solid, easy math.
Oh no.
According to a recent study, which state is the happiest in the US? Oh, I love this.
A, Minnesota. B, Utah. C, North Dakota.
Here's my thinking, and bear with me.
Well, I've only been to one of these.
Minnesota's cold.
The one that stood out to me was B, Utah.
Is that I feel like Canada is a very happy country compared to the US.
So I don't know whether they're happy there. I don't know whether that's a direct correlation.
And that's just because I feel like Utah, happy.
President's head, Mount Rushmore. That's in North Dakota or South Dakota. It's in one of the Dakotas. There's nothing to do there though, so I know that they can't be too happy.
However, my friend lived in Dakota for quite a while, North Dakota, and he had a blast.
I'm going to say Minnesota.
And that's the only reason why I'm going for Utah. Like, yeah.
So off that, I'm gonna go C, North Dakota.
I'm gonna go B, Utah.
I'd put California as one of the happiest, but fair enough.
It's where the Mormons are, man. They're happy. Salt Lake City, baby.
Was it Utah? I see, I should have just stuck to my guns. That's the only place I've been to out of all those three.
Go with your instincts, Utah. So it's, you are happy.
Which of these presidents was the only one to serve more than 2 terms?
George Washington, Andrew Jackson, Franklin D. Roosevelt.
I should know this. because I've got a history degree. I should know this.
Well, I should have paid more attention to history at school.
More than 2 times?
I haven't a clue. Don't even know. I've never heard of Andrew Jackson before.
No, you can't do more than 2 times.
The only one I properly know is George Washington.
George, yeah, I feel like he has been about a lot, but he's more, I've just heard of his name a lot, but nah.
I'm fairly sure it's Roosevelt because he died in his 3rd term and they changed it after that.
C, Franklin, locking it in.
It wasn't Andrew Jackson because he was a bad guy. C, Franklin D. Roosevelt, lock it in.
I'm going to go with George Washington.
Let's go.
Yeah, I had an inkling. I don't know why.
It's right! See, I'm better than I thought. Oh my God, check me out.
George Washington did 2 terms, and he was the first president who then decided you can only do 2 terms. You have to then pass it on to somebody else. And I know that because of the hit musical, Hamilton.
Question 5. Which of these US airports is the busiest by total passenger boardings?
A, Hartsfield-Jackson International.
B, JFK.
Or Denver.
First thought was JFK.
You trying to catch me out again? Hartsfield-Jackson International is Atlanta.
Well, the only airport I've been to multiple times was JFK.
Hartsfield-Jackson, where would that be?
JFK is in New York. Denver is in Colorado.
Naturally, you're going to go towards B, JFK, because New York, everyone flies in there.
Atlanta, Hartsfield-Jackson International is a Delta hub. So a lot of connecting flights within the US go through Atlanta.
I'm going to back myself. JFK, final answer.
John F. Kennedy Airport, JFK, B.
I'm going to go JFK because I flew into JFK every time I went to camp. I think it's wrong though.
Hartsfield-Jackson International, A, lock it in.
It's wrong again.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to know these? Which one was that one?
Nailed it!
Where's that?
Incorrect.
Oh, is it the Hartsfield-Jackson one?
Jackson.
The finale of the US television show MASH was watched by approximately how many people? Never heard of it.
106 million, 150 million, or 80 million?
I don't know what MASH is.
I was not one of these people that watched it because I've never heard of it.
Well, I haven't heard of it and I've heard of some good shows.
Right, okay. I'm going to try and be mathematical about this.
My knowledge of the US is there's 300 million of those people.
There's 70 odd million people in the UK. I think there's 500 million in the US. I think there's about 500 million people.
So if you can get viewership of 106 or 150 million, that's ridiculous.
It was obviously very popular.
I feel like 150 out of 500 million is quite a lot of people to watch the TV show.
150 million, go big or go home.
I'm going to go for the big old boy. B, 150 million, and I feel like I'm correct.
I'm gonna go C, 80 million.
Go in the middle, 106 million.
106. A. I'm going to get every single one wrong here.
Yes. Go on.
I'm gonna go 106.
106 million, so a third or more
Yeah.
of the population. Is that the most watched show ever?
In 2021, what was the US's most visited tourist attraction?
A, National Mall.
B, Times Square.
C, Las Vegas Strip.
It's obviously between B and C, because it's not the National Mall.
I've been. Where's the National Mall? Is that DC?
So the National Mall, I don't know if that's relating to Washington, DC.
I would assume Times Square off the top of my head.
I would cross out Las Vegas Strip because that's mainly tourists and I don't think they had many tourists.
I'm trying to think logically because obviously 2021 was still during COVID.
2021 was COVID, so I think New York, not many people were rocking around Times Square.
Times Square, you always go there with your family. It's a historic place. You can take a picture there.
Don't know what National Mall is, but I'm gonna go National Mall.
B, Times Square.
Times Square, final answer.
I'm gonna go C, the Las Vegas Strip.
Really? Why?
Times Square still?
I was scared of it because it's the obvious answer.
That can't be wrong. It's right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Come on, guys. Yes!
When not adjusting for inflation, which of these lead actors' films has grossed the most money?
A, Samuel L. Jackson. B, Scarlett Johansson.
or C, Robert Downey Jr.?
I think I already know this answer anyway.
Well, the one that's screaming out to me is A, Samuel L. Jackson.
Has to be C, Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, Avengers.
I haven't a Scooby.
Because I'm sure there's like a fun fact about Samuel L. Jackson where he's the most highest earning actor of all time or something like that.
Definitely not Scarlett Johansson, just cause.
Because everyone watching this knows that Coach Carter's the one.
Oh, my dad loves Samuel L. Jackson.
C, Robert Downey Jr., lock it in.
I'm gonna go Robert Downey Jr. Locked in, C.
Samuel L. Jackson, A.
Final answer, Samuel L. Jackson.
Scarlett Johansson?
Is that actually?
Yeah.
I swear she hasn't even, apart from the Marvel films, what else has she been in?
Fair play to her, well done. If you're watching this, Scarlett,
Who?
Scott Johansson.
Which of these is the state flag of Arizona?
C.
How are you so sure?
Haven't a Scooby.
I am. C.
Age just doesn't look like any state flag, I don't think. They are all state flags.
So, A, tree with a little moon on, I believe is South Carolina.
C, that looks like too close to America.
I feel like C is Texas because it's the Lone Star State.
C looks like Arizona because it's kind of near Texas and it's got the star.
You're gonna give it away. A, B.
Arizona's in the desert. The flag is yellow. The desert is yellow. That's my thinking. I'm gonna go with B, final answer.
I'm gonna take a guess and I'm gonna go with C.
Do you know what? I'm drawn towards A for some reason because it's funky. So I'm gonna go A.
Well, I looked at it and I was just like, the only one just straight like looking at it is the only one I recognise is C.
Oh, really?
Is it actually? Ah, that was my first thought as well.
You think this what B is?
New Mexico?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that color palette is like very Nevada, New Mexico kind of thing.
Question 10. Approximately how many summer camps are there in the US?
A is 8,000.
B, 10,000.
Or 12,000.
I like this question. Okay.
That is a good question.
I feel like we work with loads, but let's be honest, well, we do work with a lot. We work with over 500.
Because they've been going for years as well. It's like a huge tradition in America for summer camps.
I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot of people. Summer camp's very popular.
I want to first of all know how you got this figure.
Do you know what?
It's something that's becoming more and more popular and more renowned around the US.
I'm gonna go for the big boy number. I'm gonna go 12,000.
I'm just gonna go out on a whim and hit you with the big number. Let's go 12,000, C, final answer.
Oh, do you know what? I'm feeling generous and I think, go big or go home. Shall we go with C, 12,000, lock it in.
And just sticking with my initial instinct. I think 8,000 is probably too low. I'm gonna go with B, 10,000.
Yes. End on a high.
Oh, that's good. That's the one question I had to get right because honestly, I send people to camp, so.
I just thought because it's getting bigger and bigger, more and more people, more and more kids.
I'd like to see the facts behind that.
I went in feeling pretty confident. I know a lot. I've been to a lot of states. I've done a lot of things. I'm kind of old. I've been to camp a bunch of times. People will get on my level at some point, but feeling very good, feeling glad that my knowledge is now appreciated and I am the victor. If you like this video and you want to see more camp and travel content, make sure you like this video and hit subscribe.